Welcome to Brainiac, the show that science teachers like to confiscate and then share out in the staff room.
The big science on Brainiac tonight. Things you shouldn't put in a microwave. Gift-wrapped Brainiac style, we find out Britain's most protective packaging. Can you shave whilst being electrocuted? We get saucy searching for the world's hottest sauces. John Tickle checks out DIY quicksand. And Brainiac goes interactive as we give you the chance to blow something up. But first, something new.
In the last series, some fearless Brainiacs and I conducted a little experiment to find out more about electricity. Go! His eyes are still spinning. Okay, so it was more the Brainiacs doing the learning. I was just, well, laughing, really. Anyway, with that in mind, we thought it was a good idea to do some more experiments to find out what things you can't do whilst being electrocuted. Oh, and for anyone who cares, the Brainiacs were mostly not harmed in the shooting of this experiment.
Take one very large deserted warehouse. Introduce some low-amp, 9-volt electrical equipment and one Brainiac, and you have yourself an experiment. These electropads are designed to be placed on the body. The current they carry will produce electrical impulses to stimulate specific muscle groups. Shaving, it's a love-hate thing for most men, but can it be done whilst being zapped? Our Brainiac has 2 electrode pads attached to his wrists and 2 to his biceps. When the current is passed into his body through the pads, our Brainiac's muscles automatically contract. And there is absolutely nothing he can do about it. We decided, for obvious reasons, not to use a cutthroat razor. But even this so-called safety razor isn't that safe. Shaving, one thing you can't do whilst being electrocuted. Next time, can you serve drinks whilst getting zapped?
Sorry about that.
Any Brainiac will tell you can't do science on an empty stomach. So what better way to start the day than with a hearty breakfast? It's time to get cooking. No pots and pans for us. We prepare breakfast in industrial-sized oil drums. It looks like egg is on today's menu, and Brainiacs like theirs scrambled. A splash of milk and seasoning to taste. Whisking is too much like hard work for a lazy man. So let's save ourselves the bother by using some high explosive. A stick of TNT will do the job in double quick time. TNT doesn't absorb liquid or react with metals, so we know it won't go bang until we want it to. Like now. Exploding at 7,000 meters per second, we do lose a little in the process, though there's still enough left to go round. But it still needs to be cooked. In a tumble dryer, of course. What better way to make our eggs fluffy and light? They'll cook themselves. At 98 degrees centigrade and 50 revolutions a minute. You can't hurry cooking. Ready at last, but are they done? Yes, the egg proteins have bound together in the heat to form a satisfying lump of breakfast. Scrambled eggs, the lazy man's way.
Things that make you go,
Here's one for you. If you're travelling at the speed of sound and you fart, do you smell it before you hear it?
Things that make you go,
Down at the lab, 3 Brainiacs take on a mouth-watering challenge. They've got 3 spicy sauces to try, but in a slightly larger quantity than they're used to. Each Brainiac is representing a different country. For England, mustard, the traditional accompaniment to corned beef. For Mexico, Tabasco, the enchilada's friend. And for Japan, wasabi sauce, the ideal partner to sushi.
Please take a tablespoonful of the sauce.
The rules of the game are simple. Each one has to take the sauce in their mouth and hold it there as long as possible.
Please raise your spoons.
Spit it out or cry like a baby and you lose. Take sides then for the Battle of the Nations. They're keen, but can England cut the mustard?
Please put the sauce in your mouth.
Last man standing is the winner. English mustard only tastes spicy when the seeds are cracked and mixed with cold liquid. When the sauce hits saliva in the mouth, the pungency is released and the heat builds. Tabasco contains capsaicin, a compound which stimulates the nerve endings and makes the brain think you're in pain. The brain responds by releasing endorphins, which makes you feel lightheaded and happy. Hence maybe the maraca shaking. Wasabi is a herb whose extreme spiciness is the plant's defense to being eaten by insects. It's packed with vitamins and minerals, but also, unfortunately for this Brainiac, one of the hottest foodstuffs known to man. As the competition hots up, the fieriness starts to bite. It digs into the delicate pores and sensitive areas of the mouth and binds itself to the taste buds. Now it's only love of their country that keeps them going.
Shut your mouth, Japan. Keep it shut.
Uncharacteristically, Japan is the first to break. A shock result. So now it's a straight fight. British Bulldog spirit against the Mexican wave.
Sluice it about a bit, Mexico. That's it. England, stiff upper lip.
Sluicing spreads the misery until finally Mexico throws in the towel. So there it is, once again Britain rules the waves, 1-0 to us. Thank God it didn't go to penalties.
Have you ever done it? You know, done it before?
No, I haven't.
Don't worry about it. It's all right.
No,
the
I'm not
first
sure
time.
I really want to.
It's okay. It'll be all right. It's a
Will
big
you look
step to
after
take.
me?
I'll look after you. Don't worry.
Do I?
Are you ready? We'll go together.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Ow!
How's that? Is that okay?
Yes.
It's great, isn't
I'm
it?
doing helium.
Oh, I'm a bit dizzy now.
I'm hungry.
Whenever you move house, it's pretty much guaranteed that despite the best efforts of the professional movers, something is not going to make it. Well, today, in an attempt to find out why, we're going to put protective packaging to the test in a very Brainiac way. I have here 4 identical televisions. The first 3 each have a different type of protective packaging, but the 4th is very important because this is our control, which means this one gets no protective packaging at all. That way we can compare the effectiveness of those 3 with none. Now this is where it gets good. This is our method of testing. I shall be chucking each of the sets out of the back of the Brainiac van at 50 miles an hour to see which one survives the best. First Next up, our control. I broke it. Well, clearly, chucking your telly out of the back of a moving van at 50 miles an hour with no protection at all is a bad idea because, well, this has been catastrophic. I mean, that is pretty badly spoiled. I can't see it working again. But its sacrifice was not in vain because it died in a noble cause. This is now our control. So against this, we can compare just how good our protective packaging is. OK, our first protective packaging, foam rubber. Good luck. That looked bad. Right, lift it up. Put that there. Right, we can now plug it in and see if it works. Here we go. There might be a bang. Right, does it switch on? No, because the button's gone, look. Out of interest, I'll see what happens if I try putting a tape in. No, I'd say that's broken. Otherwise, it's fairly intact. Foam rubber, then. Not up to the job.
Most new electrical products come packed in polystyrene, so it only seems logical to put it to the test.
Might work. Hold it steady, Brainiac. Ooh. It actually did better than I thought it might. From here, close up, it might be bad. Initial assessment, there's a big crack on the top here. The screen is intact, buttons are all there. Oh! It took it. I'll press play. Well, it's got sound. But no picture. So, it's not good enough, really, is it? So much for polystyrene.
This is one of the world's great unintended inventions. In 1957, the creators of it were trying to make wallpaper that was plastic but had a paper backing, and they stumbled across what we now know and love as bubble wrap. It's a nice story, but will it be up to our rather nasty test?
Right, see how it does. Oh! Steady, you fool! Idiot! Oh! Yeah! Oh! Oh! Good bouncing. Should work. Well, there's quite a lot of damage on the case here. But let's give it a go. Power on. Nothing immediate. But let's try the video. It's accepted it, reluctantly. Play. Ha-ha! It works.
So there you go. If you're moving house with your television, or you just want to throw it off the back of a van at 50 miles an hour, forget foam rubber. Forget polystyrene. You're better off protecting it with bubble wrap. What's this? Magnified 100 times. You've probably seen it before, and if you've seen it, you may have removed it. That kind of depends on your luck. What do you think it is? Find out after the break. Also to come, we fool around with chemicals to see which makes the biggest bang. New girl Charlotte Hudson helps a Brainiac fan boil an egg with 100 mobile phones. And we get to wreck our first caravan of the series.
This is Brainiac, the show that sticks its fingers down the throat of science.
Still to come. Is it better to be little or lanky on the world's busiest street? We rough up a black box flight recorder. Plus your chance to win a day out with babes and high explosives. But first, earlier we showed you this, an object in extreme close-up. If you guessed it was a pair of frilly knickers, you're right. That's what sexy underwear looks like magnified 100 times.
The following experiment is dangerous for your safety and the protection of those around you. Do not try this at home. No, really, don't.
Take one household microwave and 2 bars of your mum's best soap. Put them in the oven and press start. As the microwaves heat the soap, several things happen. The heat makes it soft and pliable. At the same time, any moisture vaporizes and the air trapped inside the soap expands, creating this rather spectacular foaming volcano. We do these experiments so you don't have to. Do not try this at home.
Today, Brainiac is at the seaside. Now, we're not just here for the fun. Oh no, we're here for the science. And to my mind, there's no point in coming to the seaside at all unless you're going to trap your mother-in-law in quicksand. Unfortunately, we forgot to bring my mother-in-law, but we did bring John Tickle. Hi, John, you all right?
Yeah, very well,
Good.
thanks.
Fancy being trapped in quicksand?
Well, I've walked some custard for you, so quicksand should be a doddle.
May as well, in for a penny. Good. How are we going to do it?
Well, quicksand is saturated sand, whose grains are so loose that they slide past each other when pressure is applied.
Okay.
Now, here I've got some dry sand.
Okay.
It compacts when you put pressure on it.
Just goes solid like
Yes.
rock.
But if the sand is too wet, then it's just going to act like water.
Yeah, you'd drop like a stone in there, wouldn't you? That's
Yeah.
no good. So how are we going to make it work?
Well, we need something in between the two mixtures. We
Which
get some
would be-
sand from here. You'll see there's just enough water so that when we apply pressure,
Oh, you
it
sink
sinks
slowly. That's
Yes.
what we want. Good,
So-
though. We can do this, can we?
Yes, absolutely. Quite
Excellent.
confident.
Right then. Excuse me. Oi! You, and in fact, all of you, start digging. Go on. Well, fancy an ice cream?
Yeah, lovely idea.
Excellent.
Brainiac scientists never rest, even when they're on holiday. The plan is to dig a really deep hole, big enough to swallow John Tickle whole, making sure they keep the sand in the barrows. Then when the sand is mixed with water, John can walk and hopefully sink in it.
What's it all about then, this quicksand business?
It's really a common fallacy that quicksand sucks people in.
Really?
It doesn't happen like that. No, quicksand is just a liquid with a unit weight twice that of water. So, left to its own devices, the human body should float half in, half out of the water.
So up to there.
Yeah.
So what about in the films when they used to go on and shout, "Don't struggle, you'll sink"?
All you should do is stay still. If you struggle, you mess up the physics, and you'll bob down. Left to your own devices, it will just bob back up again, but you've run out of air long before that happens.
So it's a bit late.
Yeah, it is.
So are you going to struggle?
No, not me. No, not at all.
Dig!
If you want to know more about quicksand, by the way, you ought to read some papers written by Albert Einstein on sand-water mixes. They're quite fascinating.
Sure they are.
Of course, the hole's going to need a liner to prevent the water draining away. So if you're going to do this on holiday, make sure you pack a lot of bin bags in your luggage.
So if you just want to pop out, what I'd like to do is just spread it all around the top and then everybody get an edge. There you go. So I'm the only person on this edge, am I? Come
Okay,
on,
come round.
come. Let it down gently. Okay, good work.
Right, now you need your sand and water mix. So you got your sand, you need some more water. Well, look at me. It's over. Look, over there. You'll find there's a lot of it. It's the sea. John, you'll make sure they get the right mix.
Yes, I need supervising.
Go. Let's go.
Bring the tools to the job. Into the water. Wheelbarrows, you can do it in bulk.
Come on, Brainiacs. Come on.
What's that? Have you put any water in there? I don't know whose time you're on, but it's definitely not yours, is it? Come on, get it out.
Bring it back up. It's pathetic, really, isn't it?
You are paid by the hour, aren't you? My lord, someone who's actually doing it correctly. That's fantastic. Right. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's the mixture I want. Everybody look at this one. That's what I want. Yeah, fine. Everybody else is already up the beach. Don't spill the water, Brainiac. Oh.
A bit of extra water to make up for the amount spilt on the way, and we're set.
Right, welcome back. You found the sea. Well done. Put it in. Make some quicksand. No, not the barrow, just the sand.
Hold on, that's it, yes.
OK. John, are you happy with the consistency of our quicksand?
Looks good to me.
That feels about right.
Yeah.
Here we go then. Safety first is our motto. This could be dangerous. Put that on.
Thank you very much.
Don't know how it'll help, but you never know. Right. Good luck. In you go. Come on then, John. Here we go. Let's see.
Oh, standing still.
Try struggling.
Okay, no, I'm still going.
This is good.
Natural tendency to struggle.
Yeah, I can see you struggling there. It's working. Oh, well done, everybody. That was good.
A success! So, when you do your holiday packing, don't forget buckets,
That was
spades,
fantastic.
wheelbarrows, sticks, a bin, bin liners, and of course, your mother-in-law.
Can't move. You'll be fine. He likes it.
Want a trick to play on your mates? If you've got any, plop some sodium iodide in the bog and some hydrogen peroxide in the top. And stand well back. Whoa, foamy. Makes me laugh.
Every day in the Brainiac lab, our email inbox is flooded with suggestions for experiments from the great British public. The mad, the bad, and the downright stupid. Our dedicated research team go through each and every one of these suggestions and thoroughly assess them for their scientific value. Just a very few ideas actually go forward for testing. And if your idea is picked, be sure the Brainiac team will track you down.
No science, mate.
If you've written into Brainiac, we will find you. This week we're in Swindon, grabbing a chemist by the name of Ollie Kazumnu. If you've got an experiment you want to do, then send us an email and we'll invite you round as well. Our address is info@brainiac.co.uk. And if we do choose your experiment, this is where you'll come to get it done, under the enthusiastic eyes of new Brainiac recruit Charlotte Hudson.
Today, it's Ollie Kazumnu. Dear Brainiac, can you microwave an egg with 100 mobile phones? Good question. Let's get on with it. It's been well documented that mobile phones do emit radiation that does generate heat. But how much? Enough to boil an egg? Well, not with one phone, but with the concentrated exposure of 100 mobiles, all going off together? Well, let's see.
I tell you what, mathematically I'm having it. I wanna live on science alone now.
100 phones to boil the egg, 100 phones to dial those ones. Took a lot of robbing to set this experiment up. He dials a different number into each phone and they all have to be ready to send at the same time. Okay, the egg is in place. We've got 100 mobile phones round it. We've got a further 100 mobile phones ready to ring them. So let's microwave that egg. He's taken them all off answer phone. They'll ring as quickly as he dials them. His fingers work furiously. He's desperate for his breakfast. You can see why we got a member of the public to do this. Frankly, we couldn't be arsed with all this hard work. These digital cell phones send out compressed information at 50 pulses of electromagnetic radiation per second. Each one generates 2 watts of energy. By a factor of 100, the question is, does he want it soft or hard-boiled? But the proof of the pudding or the egg is in the eating. With a plate of soldiers at the ready, let's hope it's not overdone.
I am a scientist, 'cause I can live on science alone now. We gotta live on.
Well, it's a little runny for my tastes. Looks like Ollie will have to go somewhere else for breakfast. 100 phones don't produce enough microwaves even to warm it up.
His name is Ollie Kusunu. He wanted to know if you could microwave an egg using 100 mobile phones. The answer? Nah.
I am a scientist.
I can do science, me.
In the last series of Brainiac, we conducted a set of experiments to find out if it's better to be fat or thin in various life-threatening situations.
When it came to protecting yourself in a blizzard and keeping you cool in extreme heat, our thin guy had the edge. But if you needed to stay warm in the cold, keep upright in a hurricane, remain stable in an earthquake, and float unaided in the water, it was better to be big.
Well, just as one scientific question is answered, so many others are raised, such as, is it better to be tall or small?
The guy on the left is John. He's 3 feet 11 inches tall. The guy on the right is also John, but he's 7 foot 3. Behind them is Oxford Street, London, the busiest road in the world. Today we're going to see if it's better to be taller or smaller when trying to get from A to B in rush hour. The object of this experiment is to see who's the first to reach this Brainiac 4 blocks away. Research claims that if you walk up and down Oxford Street for 1 hour, you'll get jostled more than 100 times. Already the longer legs of the tall guy are creating a lead, but as they hit the denser traffic, will the ability to see ahead or the ability to negotiate the smaller spaces be an advantage? Well, it seems as if our small guy is having to work his way around people, thereby increasing the distance he has to walk. Our tall guy has his obstacles too. Standing out from the crowd sometimes means having to stop and chat to total strangers who want to take your photograph. But today our tall guy doesn't have the time, and one final glance over the shoulder confirms what he already knows. So in this experiment it would be fair to say our small guy just didn't have the legs. And when it comes to getting from A to B in rush hour, it's better to be tall.
Yeah!
Next time we find out if it's better to be towering or tiny when taking part in a step aerobics class.
Okay.
101 uses for a wee. It's a night out on the tiles for our Brainiac. He's going out on the town and he's hungry for some babes, so he's got to look his best. But oh no, what's this? He's run out of aftershave. How will he get a girlfriend now? Wait, these boys can help. Urine contains urea, which is also an ingredient used in perfume. It has a natural musk, which attracts the opposite sex. Packed full of hormones, its unique odour has an earthy and subconscious appeal to women. Thanks, boys. Now the babes will love him. Our Brainiac can go out and pull. Great.
Which fruit floats? Featuring Professor Mayang Lee and her big basket of fruit. Today, it's grapes. So what's your guess? Do they sink or do they float? Find out after the break. Also to come, will 100 muskets and a cannon be enough to destroy a black box flight recorder? It all kicks off when we cheat a monkey at cards.
Banker wins.
Plus, you can win the chance to blow stuff up in our brand new interactive extravaganza, Explosive of the Week.
This is Brainiac, the show that rings the doorbell of science and runs away.
Coming up, which piece of office equipment to grab when global warming kicks in? And John Tickle gets a fright when he meddles with volatile metals. But first, before the break, Professor Mayang Lee posed the question, grapes, do they sink or do they float? Yes, grapes sink. Last year, we took the world's toughest safe and offered 200 smackers to anyone who could crack it. We dropped it, burnt it, sawed and hammered at it, drove at it and whacked it, but only managed to rough it up. So, we called on the British Army, who blew it to smithereens, along with our 200 notes. This series, we needed a bigger challenge, so we've got our hands on something a bit special, flown in from the USA just for us. It can withstand 20,000 feet of pressure underwater. It has an astonishing fire resistance of 1100 degrees centigrade. It has a staggering impact tolerance of 3,400 Gs. We're not supposed to have it, but we have. It's a black box flight recorder, the strongest box ever made, and it's yellow. Our first challengers to take on the black box are the Southern Skirmish Association. They reenact American Civil War battles and will be using genuine 19th century technology to try and smash our crash-proof box. 100 muzzle-loaded rifles and a 12-pound mountain howitzer cannon is what they've got. But will it be enough? Well, let's not underestimate their capability. In the American Civil War of 1861 to 1863, 650,000 men were shot to pieces with this stuff. We've managed to bring together the finest men from both Union and Confederate sides. 2 battalions will attempt to blast our box with volleys of lead bullets. The rifles have a range of 1,000 yards, but this firing squad are only 250 feet away from the target. Does it stand a chance? They've thrown everything they had at it, and incredibly, it's got away unscathed.
Saying, rest!
But now for the big gun. This time it's serious. Time to wheel out the cannon. This thing has a range of 1 mile, so at 250 feet, it's little less than murderous. Strike 1 is a near miss, and still our black box is laughing in the face of adversity. The line of fire is adjusted, and the cannon is loaded for a second attempt. Fire! Our skirmishers are getting closer as this shot bounces off the side. Can our black box take a direct hit? Fire! Strike 3 is bang on and sends the black box 30 feet out of the target area. But remarkably, apart from a slight dent, it survived to face another challenge. The battle is lost, but the war must go on. For our weekend warriors, it's back to camp for coffee and beans. Next time, we smell victory using a technique pioneered in the Vietnam War. It's napalm time!
Things that make you go,
Here's one for you. If swimming is such good exercise, how come whales are so fat?
Things that make you go,
You know how when you're going to buy something and you pay for it and then you check your change and you realise you've been overcharged? I hate that. I really hate being cheated because I hate being made a fool of and I hate losing the money. And apparently it's not just me who feels that way.
By all accounts, humans are not the only species with a sense of fairness. Joey the monkey is having a day out from the zoo. Scientists have discovered that, like humans, monkeys hate to be cheated. We're going to see if that's true in a one-off game of blackjack. First fairly, and then we're going to cheat. Will the monkey notice, and will he care?
I play banker. Red chips are worth £2, blue chips are £5. No minimum, house rules apply. Banker to deal.
Scientists at Emory University in Atlanta got 2 sets of monkeys and gave them food in exchange for performing various tasks. When one lot was unjustly deprived of the food, they started to get really annoyed. So far there's been no problems with this monkey's behaviour.
Monkey has 19, banker has 16, dealer folds, so monkey wins.
But then he is a few quid up, and we've been playing fairly. That's about to change. The monkey has a winning hand. Our Brainiac needs an ace, or else he'll lose. And in a blatant act of cheating, and as the monkey looks on, the Brainiac gets the ace out of his pocket and claims the hand.
Banker has 21, monkey has 20, banker wins.
The monkey is lost. How will he react? It's bad. In a clear display of petulance, he chews up his cards and turns away in disgust. Now the Brainiac winds up the pressure some more. He gets a friend to peek at the monkey's hand.
It's got 14.
Banker has 16, banker wins.
The monkey can't believe it! The Brainiac has done him again! It all kicks off. The monkey's frustration pushes him over the edge. He clambers on the Brainiac's head and scratches furiously. When order is restored, a final con finishes him off.
Monkey has 20, but for this round only, black are worth double, so monkey's busts and banker wins. Banker wins overall.
Another bite on the cards, and he's had enough. He's off. The final proof, if it were needed, monkeys do feel bad when they're cheated. In 1983, leather and lace glam rockers Twisted Sister sang this little ditty.
You can't stop rock and roll. You can't stop rock and roll.
But we here at Brainiac, using the various laws of science, beg to differ. Your average caravan weighs around 1,200 kilograms. We're going to drop this caravan from a height of 20 meters. The acceleration of bodies under the gravitational pull of the Earth is 10 meters per second squared. Which means our stereo will be hit at a speed of around 45 miles an hour, which should be enough to stop rock and roll. You can't stop rock and roll? You can with a caravan. Global warming is something we take very seriously here at Brainiac. Scientists have predicted that it only needs the global climate to rise by 3 degrees C, and that would be enough to completely melt the Greenland ice sheet, which in turn would result in sea levels rising by 7 meters, which would mean I couldn't even stand here doing this without being seriously underwater. So, what if one day you're in the office and you're caught completely unawares by global warming? Which products in your office would provide the buoyancy you need to stay afloat? We thought it was a good idea to find out. To run this experiment, we have recreated our own fully functioning floating office, surrounded by nothing but water.
Hello.
Our office junior has been trained in the necessary high water level drills as required by health and safety laws regarding global warming. On hearing the appropriate signal, our junior will, in a calm and controlled manner, take one piece of office equipment and plunge into the water. He has a selection of office products to choose from, and throughout the series we'll be bringing you the results of which of these items floats the best. OK, there's the warning. Now, which object will our Brainiac choose? Well, he's gone for the monitor. Not sure if that would have been my first choice. The big question is, will he float or will he sink like a stone? By the look of those bubbles, there is air in there, but it is escaping slowly. So will it be able to carry his weight? And there's the answer. It just doesn't keep him afloat long enough. While the monitor by itself probably will float, it doesn't have enough buoyancy to carry the weight of our Brainiac Office Junior. So, if you're caught out by global warming and you weigh more than 45 kilograms, do not go for a PC monitor.
Whether you've left school or you're still at school, you can appreciate the sheer fun and mayhem that chemistry can be. There's so much to it. Bunsen burners, mixing chemicals. Very nice. Now, you may have been allowed to mix very small amounts of lithium with water. You may, if with a responsible adult, have mixed H2O with sodium. And you may, under very strict scientific control, have witnessed potassium mixed with water. But the odds are, if you have, it will only ever have been on one of those rubbish science videos. There you go, mate, present.
Oh, thank you very much.
These next two are the dog's nuts of the periodic table. They are, if you like, the king and queen of alkali metals. Mix these babies with water, stand well back, and watch the mayhem. And that's just what we're going to do. Mr. Tickle, bring on the rubidium.
Here it is.
Is that it?
Well, it might not look like much, Richard, but it's a highly reactive metal. It's sealed in this glass tube under argon atmosphere conditions, just for safety.
Right, so what's going to happen when you drop that in the water?
Well, imagine, if you will, letting off a hand grenade in a bathtub.
Righto, I'm off. Have that.
OK.
Good luck. OK, Tickle. Drop the rubidium in the water.
Stand back, everybody. This one's going to be bad.
2 grams of rubidium will only react when our specially designed vial dissolves in the water, which gives John a few crucial seconds to get into our safety zone.
Yes!
Wow.
That is more like it. Only on Brainiac do you get that kind of science. But I believe we can go one better. There is one more alkali metal we can legally use.
Yes, Richard, cesium, the emperor of alkali metals, particularly nasty, could go off at any time.
And that's it?
Oh, yes.
Brilliant. I like it already. Now, what's that going to do when it hits the water?
Imagine a depth charge in a bathtub.
Fair enough, mate. I'll leave you to it. Good luck.
Thank you.
OK, John, go for it.
Warning, 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 extreme danger, clear the area.
As our cesium sinks in the water, the rapid generation of hydrogen gas should produce quite an explosion. And it does.
Magnificent. And I think that concludes today's experiment. There is, I should say, one more, even more reactive metal, francium. But for some reason, they wouldn't let us have any of that. Still, there you go. Today's lesson.
Never mixed alkali metals with water.
Explosive of the week, where down at the Big Bang Farm our Brainiac babes are at play. They're going to pick an explosive, blow something to smithereens, and then give it marks out of 10. But here's the best bit. You too can rate the explosion and win the chance to join the girls blowing stuff up on the final show of this series. What bomb to choose today? How about detonating cord? Powdered TNT in a plastic tube. And what better to blow up than an old toilet in a shed? 3 of their friends will judge the explosion, giving it marks out of 10. And this is where you can take part. We're offering you the chance to join the girls blowing stuff up on the final show of this series. And all you have to do is vote. Digital satellite viewers, press the red button now. or you can text us on 87654. Rate the explosion out of 10 to enter our draw. Just text BANG, leave a space and your score between 1 and 10. That number again, 87654. Now, today's explosive det cord is great at rock breaking and also for bursting the roofs of warplanes to let pilots eject. No one's bailing out of this one, though. It explodes at 4 miles a second, enough to make short work of this shed. Our judges are ready, so here we go, ready to bang.
3, 2, 1.
The girls love it! But what's the official verdict? Only 2 out of 10 from Beryl. A little harsh, perhaps. A very well-deserved 8 from Mavis. Just look at those bits go! And a lowly 4 points from Hilda. Could do better. Well, that's what the judges think. But remember, we're waiting for your verdict.
There are more controlled explosions this Thursday night at 8 in an all-new episode of Brainiac Science Abuse. Plus a reminder that all-new series Oliver Bean continues this Sky One Sunday at 7. Next this evening, though, try not to have impure thoughts. It's the Mind Invader.